Greetings, YouTube. I fell in love with science fiction back when I first viewed Star Trek. And I'm old enough that I can remember seeing the first run of the third season of Star Trek. At least vague memories. I was a young kid. Um, but that's when I fell in love with science fiction. And I've never lost my love of science fiction. Um, though I have to admit that I have really kind of separated like a little bit to like speculative fiction and science fantasy. Like Star Wars is most definitely science fantasy. Star Trek is moderately more science fictiony, sciencey than Star Wars is. Um, but I like the speculative stuff. Stuff that looks like it could just be possible. That's really cool. And even though I'm willing to like relax the definitions a lot for movies like superhero movies where you have magic powers, it still meant that I was still dumbfounded by the stupidity of Thanos. And even if you pass off that he is insane, to be sane enough to pull his plan off would require enough intelligence to realize that it was stupid from the get-go and that there were so many better options for him. Yes, they were. Sorry, making sure my water bottle wasn't leaking. Um, I've been watching the Orville season 2 with my wife, and I really liked the first season, and I liked pretty much everything I've seen up so far until we got to the two-parter in season 2, which dealt with the Kalons, the robot race, the AIs. So this is full of spoilers here. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to have it spoiled for you, don't listen any further. Okay? Good. They use one of the most tired goddamn tropes there are in all of science fiction. The evil robot trope. I mean, that was played out by Doctor Who 40 years ago. It was played out like in Black Gordon. It's a tired trope that should be taken out behind the barn and put down. But even worse than the evil robot trope, even worse than robots that talk to each other, I realize that little trope is there for us so we know what's going on, because real robots would just communicate with each other in binary and picoseconds um, without any words over any range they wanted to, as long as they had a radio signal. And if one robot knows something, all robots know something. So yes, I realized we had to soften things up so that humans had any kind of shot at all of having any kind of plot move forward. Even if you ignore all that, their reasoning for doing what they did, being the evil robot race, is that they needed to expand themselves beyond their planet, singular planet. And they felt that the biological life forms would eventually pose a threat to them. So best to just wipe them all out now. This is some lazy ass writing. I am not a professional science fiction writer. Okay, but I know enough about science to understand that there is no scarcity. Once you're off a planet, and these beings have some of the most advanced technology in the entire known Orville universe. Once you get off a planet, scarcity disappears. And they're worried about like energy and room. Build them in Dyson sphere and harness all the energy of your sun. That would keep you busy for the next, 10, 20 million years, if not more. But the universe is really big. Conservatively, now I have cat hair, sorry. Conservatively, there are 200 billion stars in our galaxy. And there are 200 billion galaxies, each also containing 200 billion stars. Do you know what space that is? how many resources, how much power. You could expand for the next 100 million years and never have to get within radio signal of another sapient race if you didn't want to. Just go anywhere you want. Expand forever and never have to worry about bumping into anybody. It is so tired. The whole, we must destroy our enemies because of resource scarcity. No, there is no scarcity. There's scarcity on a planet. We have scarcity. But once you get off the planet, no more scarcity. It disappears. And it's so dumb. It hurts. It's so dumb. And I'm so tired of it. Even if I had not known about the stupidity of Thanos, I would still have been this tired of it. I'm deeply, deeply disappointed in this show doing that plot line. I was enjoying first season so much. I had so much fun in the first episodes of this second season, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I'll get around to watching it over the next few weeks. I can't watch more than like 2 or 3 episodes at a go. I am not a big binger. So, yeah, it's dumb, and I wish science fiction authors or writers would just do a little bit of legwork and learn a little bit of science and understand how big the universe is and understand that you're going to have to come up with more interesting ideas for conflict, because in reality, there would be very little conflict in a scarcity-free universe. You could still have interaction between cultures, but it's not going to be whiz-bang, laser beam, Flash Gordon anymore. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be Buck Rogers. It's going to be much more cerebral. And the whole intergalactic war thing from star system to star system is tired. And the krill in the universe, like they're, xenophobe, that's very boring as well. I'm hoping they eventually cure that one up and have them realize that, we can get along with people because we can just ignore them and move over in that direction and never have to encounter another species again. So yeah, I'm disappointed. So tell me what you think of the Orville season 1 and 2. Did you enjoy it? Does it get better? I sure hope it does. So yeah, sorry, there's a cat here everywhere. Let's talk about science fiction tropes that are tired and need to be put down. Let's talk about the fact that there is no scarcity in science fiction, and that that tired World War II or Cold War era or terrorist era Earth storylines projected on the stars are something that we all would really love for them to move